Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to make your puzzle pieces for the engineering puzzle cube project. So the first thing you have to do is go up here to create and select document for a new document. We're going to name this your class period. For example, 2A puzzle cube and your name, and create public document. Now what's going to happen is you'll load up the different planes you can sketch on. We'll select sketch. You'll select front. And if you notice over here, it does say that we have a sketch going on the front plane. So we're going to rotate to see the front plane by clicking on our navigational cube. And we're going to go use the corner rectangle tool. We're going to click on the origin, move up diagonally. And now we need to tell this two-dimensional rectangle how big to be. We'll use the dimension tool, which is here. And if you look at the project instructions, this is a 3/4 inch cube. You can type it in as either a decimal or a fraction. You can see here we can put 3/4 in. It knows how big that is. And we're done doing the two-dimensional part. We'll click on the finish the sketch. And I'm going to rotate this to show our next stage by clicking on isometric. And the next thing we have to do is take this two-dimensional square and make it a cube by using extrude. We'll select the item we want to extrude, which is this rectangle. And if you notice, it extrudes to the default of 1 inch. But we need to change that to be the size of our cube, which is 0.75 or 3/4 of an inch. We'll say we're done with this extrusion. And there you go. You actually don't have to model any more parts in this. All you have to do is make this one cube. Now, if you look down here at the bottom, we have this, it says Part Studio 1. We have the cube we've made. Now you're using this next tab, which says assembly. We're actually going to start off by right-clicking on this and choosing to rename it. We'll call it piece 1 for the first piece of our puzzle cube. And then we're going to open it up. You'll notice that it starts with a blank canvas here. And our first stage is to click insert. And it defaults to the parts we were just using. And we'll insert one copy of this cube, and you just have to click anywhere. And you can zoom in or out with the wheel. Now, I'm going to show you two different methods for how to build your puzzle pieces. The first method is bringing in a bunch of copies of this cube and sticking them together. So I'm going to click on part 1 and drop it in. We'll make a simple 4-piece part, and I'm going to finish that. Another handy tip, if you guys are zooming around and you can't quite get where you want to be, you zoom wherever the cursor is. So I want to shift these down a little bit. I'll kind of point my cursor up here and zoom in or out to get what I want. So that'll be fine. I'm going to now use a tool that you have not used before, because this is an assembly, and our tools are different. We're going to use this one here called Fastened Mate. And if I click on a surface, I want to click on one of these surfaces, get the center. So we have this circular symbol here in the middle. And I need to rotate so I can see the surface that would be facing this on one of these other cubes. So I'm going to click over here on the navigational cube, rotate, click on the center. If you're having trouble selecting a center, you can zoom in with your wheel. And then I'm going to say, okay, I'm done with that action. If you can see, we've got two things stuck together. We're going to repeat that process to stick another piece on here. And don't worry that things jumped around, because it's going to go back as soon as we say we're done. So I've got these 3 pieces joined together. I'm going to stick the remaining piece on the top of the middle to make the upside down T piece. And again, you're using this to make any shape that you have decided to use for your puzzle cube. This could be one of yours. And again, don't worry that it jumped around. It'll lock into place in a minute. And then I'm going to click over here and isometric to see our shape. So that's method one for how to put things together. It's sticking them together with the fasten mate command. For all of our pieces, we're going to start a new assembly. So we have piece one down here. I'm going to show you the other mode by making our second piece. I'll hit plus for the new element and select create another assembly. I'm going to rename this one piece 2. And same process to start. We're going to click insert, click on part 1, and drop a cube. Now, this time we're not bringing in multiple copies of this. We'll just tell this one to repeat itself in different directions. So up in our toolbar, you notice there's a whole bunch of different tools. And the one we want is this. In your toolbar, it's likely to be hidden underneath one of these other ones with a little drop-down arrow next to it. So just check around. It should be to the left of your double gears. And you're going to drop down a menu and find this one that looks like the puzzle cube stuff you're building, called Assembly Linear Pattern. Once you use the tool once, it shows up on your menu. We're going to select the item. And now it says we want to choose a direction. So we need to select an edge. I'm going to say I want to select this edge to go, forward and back in this direction. Hey, look, I've got another cube there. I'm going to change the distance to be the width of the cube, which again is 3/4 of an inch. And right now on instance count, it says we're going to make that happen. So there's 2 copies. I'm going to change that to be 3 and click my green check. Now, if we're going to make that same another part that we didn't model last time, I'm going to select now a new piece to move. I'm going to select the direction. I'll pick this way now to go up. And if you need to switch the direction for some reason, you can select here for opposite direction. But I like that direction. And I'm going to again change this to 0.75. And I have made a totally different part. Now, in your own puzzle pieces, you can mix and match the 2 methods for building your pieces. You can bring in extra cubes and stick them onto this. You could have started the other way and then extend a cube in a direction. This is the process to make these. Now, you just keep repeating the same process to make all of your parts. In a separate video, I'll show you how to assemble these different parts you've made into the finished cube. For now, for activity after activity 3.2, you are creating your parts. That's it, and I look forward to seeing you online for our Google Meets and in class.